Hello, I'm Viola from Syde, Europe's biggest WordPress agency, and I'm head of marketing, and that's Alain.
Hi, I'm Alain Schlesser, principal architect with Yoast and maintainer of WPCLA.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Alain, for your time. Thank you for the interview. And I would love to talk with you about WordPress today.
Yes.
Of course. What else? So I want to know of you why you think WordPress is secure.
Yes, WordPress is a very big piece of open source software. It has grown over more than 2 decades, has been built and monitored by thousands of developers. And during the entire time, everyone has their eyes on the piece of software. Everyone sees every line of code multiple times while they're working on it. So it is very hard to get bugs past this type of monitoring and observability. So generally that's an advantage of open source, so that there's many eyeballs that go through the code, but especially with a piece of software that is as widely distributed like WordPress, that is especially the case that it is generally considered very secure because of that, because there's so many people actually participating in detecting the flaws of the software.
Yeah, true. But WordPress is still having an image issue because if you Google, for example, is WordPress secure? There are a lot of blog posts. No, it's not. I had bugs and so on. So can you tell us what do you think is the problem here?
Yeah, so generally when people say WordPress is not secure, they mean the combination of WordPress and random third-party code is not secure. So when you use WordPress, it is common to install plugins to extend its functionality. And when you're not careful about which plugins to choose, which come from third-party vendors, then you quickly can add insecure code to your site through these third-party plugins. And so almost all of the security flaws that are being regularly detected on WordPress sites are not coming from the WordPress core software, which is generally considered secure, but rather from third-party plugin extensions to WordPress.
Yeah, we see this as well. Sometimes it's an issue, but WordPress is secure and also scalable. Many people do not know that it's so scalable that even enterprise are running on WordPress. So can you tell us why you think WordPress is why WordPress is a scalable solution?
Yeah, so WordPress is scalable because it has a rather simple architecture, which makes it so that you can flexibly adapt it in terms of the infrastructure to scale it to whatever dimensions and needs you might have. And out in the wild, you can find many examples of sites running in production with millions of page views, with very complex flows, with millions of users being active on the site. So for every scalability scenario you can think of, you find actual sites doing exactly that in production to show that WordPress can handle those scenarios.
Yeah, even NASA's running on WordPress, so yeah,
yes.
NASA.
Yes.
The NASA, so...
To the stars and beyond.
Yes, so that's one example of many out there that shows that WordPress is scalable and secure, and also global. Why is it global in your opinion?
So WordPress can be easily localized. The software itself, it is already localized by default, so you can switch it to any language you want. Generally, the entire ecosystem is aware of localization needs and does a pretty good job of maintaining those localizations. You can also run it in scenarios where you have multiple languages active on the site at the same time with plugins, as you might know, like Multilingual Press, where you can extend the specific globalization needs that you might have. So whatever scenario you can come up with where you have specific needs to reach certain global markets, certain regional markets, WordPress generally can make it happen either through built-in functionality in core or through third-party extensions.
Yeah, thank you very much for this. And now I have a final question for you, the question.
Yes.
So, honest answer, what do you think about Syde, us?
Oh, okay.
As an agency?
Let me see. So when I started with WordPress development,
When was this?
that was in 2014. I was looking for a lot of examples of how to do proper WordPress development, seeing how you can properly structure your code, how to implement engineering best practices. I knew how to do it in other ecosystems, but I was new to WordPress, so I was looking for examples. And time again, I was stumbling over code from Syde, which was Syde at the time, where that was just very obviously properly engineered and way above the average quality threshold that you can find in WordPress code. So WordPress has very low barrier to entry, makes it easily accessible for everyone to start contributing and start creating their own plugins. But that also means that the general level of quality is rather low because a lot of people don't have a proper engineering background. And that makes it even more obvious when you're seeing code that just has this proper level of quality that you would expect from an engineered piece of software. And that's that was a recurring pattern with the code I saw with Syde.
So code quality, I hear.
Yes,
That's
yes,
nice
absolutely.
to hear. Yeah, also our clients say this, and we are very proud of this.
Yes.
Thank you so much,
Ken.
Alain. Thank you.
Thank
so
you.
much for the time.
Strong.